My name is Gamez, and I stay home with my children.
My name is Israel Gamez, and I am a shop foreman.
One day I woke up and I realized I couldn't tie my shoes like a normal person should be able to tie their shoes. And it really bothered me. And I thought, okay, that I have to do something about it.
Heavy-wise, I think you were like, yeah, she was over 200 pounds. I was at about 406, 405. 406 is where I think I maxed out. And, we kind of got lost in the fact that how do we get here? All of a sudden, you're like the Michelin Man. You go to family get-togethers. Everybody's, there's plenty of food, right? And you got to eat your aunt's, whatever plate of beans, and you gotta, you got to eat everything, And then the culture, or Hispanic culture, where there's a richness to how much food you have, and that everybody eats it all.
I never looked at myself in the mirror. As a woman, that's important to look good, for yourself, to feel good for yourself. I didn't like pictures. You would never see me in pictures. In those years, I would be the one hiding behind everybody. I wore a lot of black and a lot of things that covered myself, and it was so uncomfortable. Even in the summertime, you want to be out in tank tops and dresses and bikinis. I never wore a bikini in my life until maybe the last 3 years. I got down to the size where I was comfortable in wearing a bikini, and it was such freedom. I started running more than anything because it's free, and I'm looking at any way to save $1. So I started running, and I came to a point where I'm like, well, okay, I can do 8 miles. Well, let's work on getting to 10. And then once I got to 12 and to 15, I'm like, you know what? I should start training for the marathon. I thought of this 2 years ago, but it was too late. I didn't have enough time to train. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Next year I'm going to do it. So I trained, for a whole year, and I committed myself, signed myself up, and the experience was great. My whole family was there. They all surprised me. They wore shirts that said Team Diana on it, put it on Instagram. And it's funny because I was Instagramming while I was on my 23rd mile because I was taking a picture of it. And I happened to see it, and it was my whole family, my sister, my mom. They were all wearing shirts to support me, and, in the finish line. And at that point, I'm like, I got to finish.
One of the toughest things that I do is I'll climb mountains on a bicycle. And, that's a true thing where you're just, you got to get to the top. And it's one of the hard things where you just kind of beating yourself up. Everything else in life seems to be a lot easier after you're done with that. One of the things that we've realized, I think, in our journey is that, at 36 years of age, that we're both in better shape today than we were when we were 18 years old. We're going to definitely continue to support one another and, ride off into the sunset, hopefully in shape.